Welcome back to another unguardable episode, man. As y'all know, we got Cam Killer Cam as always, man. Other half of the Unguardable podcast. It's just us today, back at it again. And for today, y'all, we have a lot of things to talk about. One of the things that we can get into first, Cam, when you get into NBA first, or you want to get into NFL first? NFL. So one thing that we wanted to talk about, y'all, is we wanted to look back at how our predictions have gone so far. So it's been week 5. This week 5. Currently, we got the Raiders in Green Bay playing as we speak. But it's about to be getting close into the end of week 5, and we want to take a look back and see how our predictions are coming out to be so far. The season right now, excuse me, I had something in my mouth, y'all. My fault. The season so far right now is actually pretty going so smooth as far as a Niners fan. But these other teams is looking kind of suspect, and actually, as far as my end, I feel like my whole AFC thing is like not what I expected. I got the Bills like finishing out 1, you feel me? I had Bengals 2, Jags 3, Chiefs 4, Raiders 5, Ravens 6, and Jets 7 making the playoffs. Nowhere near what I expected. Aaron Rodgers, 1, got hurt, so Jets is totally chopped. They don't look like I mean, Zach Wilson looks pretty cool, but I don't think that they're gonna do anything. I'm scared for the Ravens. I have Lamar Jackson on fantasy chat, and they haven't been. I don't know. The receivers haven't been looking hot. This last game, they were missing a lot of drop balls. I don't know what was been going on with Baltimore, but I think they're 2-3. You said, Cam, right, or something like that. 3-2. Yeah. So I think it's a shaky start, even though they're positive still. They could be doing better than what they are. Jags, they're not doing horrible, right? What are they? What's the record? So, hey, I got the Jags at 3rd, but the team that I'm sleeping on the most, y'all, that I didn't realize I was sleeping on was the Dolphins. I honestly forgot about the Dolphins, y'all. I think the Dolphins are actually gonna be finishing out the AFC, if not first, second. You feel me? Like the Bills, I got the Bills number 1. I think the Bills. What's the Bills record right now? 3-2. So I don't think it's a good start for a team that's supposed to be quote unquote elite. Like I think these teams that Bills, Bengals, Chiefs, I think the elite teams like the Niners, Eagles, like the Eagles, they've been cheesing with that QB sneak and shit. Chat, like, hey man, y'all know that QB sneak stuff. They've been cheesing with that. But I mean, the real elite teams, I don't see them. I don't think that 3-2 start's not the best, especially with these games being so close. Mm-hmm. And then the NFC, y'all have the Eagles finishing first, Vikings second, Saints 3, Niners 4, Seahawks 5, Cowboys 6, Bears 7. Now that one, I see everything in my list as far as the first 4 teams looking pretty cool. The Eagles looking pretty solid. The Vikings, I don't know about the Vikings. I'm sketchy on them. I don't know if Kirk Cousins is gonna do what he got to do. We'll see. The Saints, I think the Saints look pretty nice. I have Kamara on fantasy, and I was watching their game. The Saints are like looking pretty solid. Derek Carr is actually not looking too shabby. Not gonna say he's one of the best QBs out there in the league, but he's not looking shabby out there. The Niners 5-0 start. Nothing really to talk about there. Seahawks. What is the Seahawks record? What are they? 3-1. So listen, I was expecting the Seahawks to have a hot start, but I think this is the year for Geno. I think this is a Geno Smith type of year. I haven't been paying attention to the Seahawks because I don't have anybody really on my team. I don't have anyone on my team that plays for the Seahawks, but I've been seeing some highlights. I hope Geno Smith is having a good year. I hope so. I think it's a wake up call for the team, but I don't think they're gonna go deep. But I still think they're gonna make the playoffs. Cowboys, they're chopped. End of story. I mean, not saying they're not gonna do anything, but I just don't see them. I don't know. I don't see a bright future with, especially. I mean, Dak played against the number one defense in the league, so I mean, it's inexcusable in my opinion to throw it 3 interceptions. It's inexcusable. And then the Bears, I just put them in there because I didn't have any knowledge about the Lions and how good they were, but the Lions are doing exceptional this year. So I mean, I think I don't see why the Lions might not make the playoffs this year. To be honest, I didn't know the Lions were this good. So that's how my NFC playoff standings is looking for NFC and AFC so far through 5 weeks. I mean, it's not looking horrible. It's not looking bad, but we just have to see how the rest of the weeks play out. I think the biggest shocker to me though is, I'll be 100% honest. As a Niner fan, I didn't expect the 5-0 run. But now seeing how efficient we are and how we're looking, and looking at our future schedule, I don't see us losing the game until it's gonna be a good matchup till we meet up with the Eagles on December 8th. Like, honestly, looking at our future schedule, I don't see why we don't lose a game. That's one of the biggest things for me. Takeaways is 5-0 start by the Niners is something I know everybody wasn't totally expecting. I know people were expecting us to have a good season, but Purdy doing what he's doing and delivering the dots, and I have to give it up to him and give him his flowers. He's doing his job, man. He is doing a great, fantastic job. All right, so moving on to the NBA topics. So shout out to Dunkanator, y'all. He sent this official predictions in the group chat, and basically, as we're talking about these like early predicts, y'all. What we think is going to be happening in the 2023-2024 season. So we have our who we think is going to have the best record from the East and the West, our MVP, most improved, Sixth Man of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and then as well as we're going to have our Eastern Conference Finals predictions, Western Conference Finals predictions, and our Finals predictions. I took some thought into this in account, and I really couldn't decide on some of these, but Cam, you want to go first?
Who else did they add? Bradley Bill. Bradley Bill, he seems like a pretty good plug-in player. They look good in preseason. Bradley Bill's not going to be asked to do too much. You know, he's probably going to be like, I would think that Klay Thompson is to the Warriors. Like, he can definitely be your leading scorer on any night, but, you know what I mean, he's there to relieve some stress off of your two other guys, off of your KD and your Steph, or your KD and your Booker. I think he's going to play that role perfectly, and hopefully he can play some defense like Klay too, because they going to need it for sure.
Facts. And you want me to go west? You want to go west, or you want to do East Coast too? Wait, who'd you say East?
I mean, we're just doing the best record.
Right. You said West Coast, right?
I think the best record, man, best record in the NBA
Oh,
as an overall.
okay. See, I did East West, but I can all right. I can see that. All right, if you had to do the East Coast, who'd you think is gonna have the best record in the East?
The Bucks. I would
Bucks.
just slide when we did our NBA standings. I had Celtics 1, Cavs 2, Bucks 3. I would just slide the Bucks 1, drop the Celtics to 2, and have the Cavs 3.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with. So I broke it apart, but I'm gonna agree with Cam on the West Coast part. I agree with the Suns having the best record. I think that they're just gonna put up too many points. Like, there's just too many points to be generated that I don't see why they shouldn't have the best record. And then in the East Coast, I have the Celtics. I think that I don't know what it is. I hope Porzingis plays better than what he has been, but man, I just think the Celtics are an elite team. So MVP, should I start? Okay. So I was watching Gilbert Arenas podcast before we started this, and they did a topic about like because they shot out their MVP vote, and then they talked about like the American one. So I want to see what you think about your MVP vote, and then if there is a European MVP, see if we find American who our next American MVP would be. You know, because we've been having a lot of European MVPs for the past few years. You know, with Greek and Joel and Jokic and stuff. So my MVP for this year, chat, is gonna be Luka Doncic. I think Luka Doncic has been on a track of upcoming and rising, and no knock on to like Steph, LeBron, and the old generation, but the older generation is just decreasing, as it goes. And I feel like right now the upcoming is on the rise, and I feel like Luka Doncic is the one right now. He's that number one, and I put in parentheses because I believe it just depends on how his numbers do. But the reason why I don't think he's gonna really be the MVP, I think he might be MVP candidate, but I don't think he's gonna get it because he's not gonna be the face of the team, and that's gonna be Dame. I think Damian Lillard could have a potential to, since he has Giannis, may space out the floor for him even more and open up his game. But like I said, because he is on a different team, his numbers might be a little lower, and as well as the Greek Freak is always going to be the face of Milwaukee, so it's kind of hard to fight that MVP race when you got another MVP caliber player right there next to you. So, but I think it's going to be Luka.
I have Tatum at MVP, and my thought process is voter fatigue is a real thing. We see it. Jordan only had 5 MVPs. LeBron has 4. Kobe has 1. They don't like voting best player in the league, and they get tired of keep voting for the same player. And it's been Giannis, Joel, Jokic for 3-4 years. I think the voter fatigue is really gonna kick in, and I think that's why we're gonna have Luka and Tatum as like the MVP front runners. And I think it's gonna go to Tatum. The Celtics are gonna be a lot better than the Mavericks are.
And that was another thing that's another thing that they talked about is the MVP race team or individual? Are we doing stats or are we doing or are we doing team ball? Because we know that the Celtics are going to be better, but we know for a fact that Luka's putting up better numbers than Tatum. It's just a fact.
You gotta be a high seed to win it, unless you're Russell Westbrook.
And that's what they talked about too. And they talked about Russell Westbrook with that triple double and taking that
as a 6 seed.
taking that in accountability, like taking that like okay, so you have to be dropping ridiculous numbers to be an MVP candidate and a low seed. That's what you're saying. So the MVP isn't really the MVP, chat. The MVP is really the best player on the best team. Think about it. I'm just saying, man. You can't. If you got somebody dropping 40 points on a team that's a 6 seed, you feel me? But you giving it to JT, who's dropping 26, and you feel me? They a number 1 seed. You giving it to him because his team did better. Like, I'm just saying. That's the best player on the best team.
So, those numbers crazy. No one's averaging 40. Let's relax. And
okay. Luka averaged 30. Okay, Luka's averaging 30.
This team averaging 28.
Huh?
Tatum's gonna average like 28 to 30.
I'll give him that.
Luka's 7 and 10 versus 28, 10 and 5, something like that. Like Tatum, I believe, averaged 10 boards last year. Like he was rebounding like crazy. At least, I mean, he's a power forward. Well, he's not a power forward because they would be running.
They're gonna be running Kristaps and Horford.
I think also But he got the narrative of, everybody's hating on Dylan Brown right now, saying he can't dribble with his left, calling him trash. So, that could help his MVP case. And what you were saying is it's hard to be considered the most valuable player if your team isn't winning. How valuable are you if your team isn't winning games? I think that's the way they look at it. So if you're a 6 seed, are you really that valuable? And
But Westbrook,
so,
Westbrook was doing everything he can.
that's what I'm saying. You have to do something historic for you to get it. Luca does. I mean, it's historic, but it's not. It's just not historic like the ESPN type stats. Like you gotta really look for and search for to find it. It's just not something that out there. But yeah, I don't feel like there's been an MVP that was like undeserving. Like
Facts. I don't know. Last year, well, no, I agree with the Embiid one last year. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people said Jokic.
you could say Embiid, you could say Jokic was better, but you can't say Embiid didn't deserve it. Like he averaged crazy numbers.
Yep.
But moving
Yeah,
who's that
most
next?
improved. Who you think
Most
most improved?
improved.
This one I thought about for a
This
second.
is
I thought about for a second.
this one. I had to think. I'm like, I'm looking at the NBA team, just thinking like, who's on the roster, and I'm
Quick question, Cam. Quick question. Can most improved player be like? What year does it qualify? Can it be like? It has to be like a 2-3 year player, right? A 4.
no.
It could be anybody.
That's what most improved shouldn't be that. Like Pierre on Through the Wire, he makes a great point. It's like, how can you give a most improved to John Morant when he's like a young player? Of course, John Morant's going to improve. He was only in year like 3 when he won it. Most improved should be to someone who was like, I don't want to say old, but someone who's like their career isn't. You wouldn't have thought they were going to take a jump. If someone is a young player improving, that's what they
So
should
do
be
you
doing. Like
believe that Laurie Markkinen last year was the great candidate?
Laurie Markkinen is perfect because Laurie was his career was not looking too good. He got traded, and he had a crazy season. For no one expected Laurie, especially running small forward. Like no
And
one
Utah.
expected him to do what he do. Like, but for me, I was looking at it. I'm like, the Suns gonna need somebody to step up. So I put Bobo as my most improved. I feel like Bobo is, like I said, that bench is looking it's looking pretty scary out there in Phoenix. And they gonna need somebody to step up. And I
Yeah,
think Will
pretty
Bears finally got
chopped.
the chance to spread his wings. Orlando wasn't a good team, but they had a ton of talent and a ton of young players trying to prove themselves. So it wasn't really the best fit necessarily. I think here he's really gonna get to showcase his skills, and I feel like he could win Most Improved.
Okay. I that's a great take, y'all. So my most improved take is gonna be Austin Reeves. I think last year he made a really good jump in. I hate to say it, in our Warriors series specifically, he was hitting some big shots. Some big shots. And shout out to Lonnie Walker too. He had a good game. But Austin Reeves had an amazing playoff run. And I think that next year, if you feel me, he could. I mean, we all saw the meme when him and AD, like, when you create your 2K player, you feel me? Austin Reeves is, as quiet as it kept. He's really one of their third options, for real. And I think Austin Reeves can make a potential big jump for the Lakers this year.
He was arguably the best player for Team USA this summer. Him and Ant.
And, yep. Sixth man of
Uh,
the year.
I gotta give my 6 months of the year to Old Man Jenkins, man. CP3. Stay clear.
I was thinking about it. But he's gonna start, isn't he?
He was starting in replace of Draymond, I believe. But the lineup, I don't feel like it would work even if they try it out. And Steve Kerr is definitely not afraid to adjust his lineups at all. And if it's not working out, Chris Paul is definitely getting pushed to that bench. like I've been saying, we had the best statistical starting lineup last year. You don't just come in and break that up for no reason. Like I'm not trying to disrespect Chris Paul. I know what a great player he is, but like if you have the best lineup in basketball, you can't just switch it up to please someone. You gotta stick with your lineup.
Yep. Steph, Clay, A. Wiggs, Looney, and Dre. So for my six man player, I thought about this one and I took this in consideration because I actually like this team now that they made this trade, and I'm gonna go with Malcolm Brogdon. Oh my god. I'm gonna go with Malcolm Brogdon, bruh. You think he's gonna be a point guard? You think he's starting? Huh?
He's in Portland, right?
He's in Portland. Right? Yeah, Portland.
I don't know what their lineup is gonna be. I'm not gonna lie.
If he does
Anthony
come off the bench,
Simons.
exactly.
I think Sharp should definitely be starting, bro.
Facts.
Shaedon Sharp should definitely be starting.
If Malcolm comes off the bench, I think he has the biggest. I think Portland's the scary team. And let me lead this into it, going into my Rookie of the Year candidate, who I think is gonna win, and that's gonna be Scoot Henderson. Let's talk about it, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. He's nice. I got Scoot taking that.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bruce Brown wins Sixth Man of the Year too out there in Indiana.
Ooh. Keon was talking about Indiana looking good too.
So since my Rookie of the Year and bold prediction, I had 3 bold predictions. They tie into each other. So obviously I have Vic, Rookie of the Year. But for bold prediction, I put Scoot for Rookie of the Year. You know, no disrespect to Brandon Miller. You know, we've seen him live. He wasn't looking too good. But Brandon Miller is definitely deserves some consideration. He's very good, but so do the Thompson twins. I can't wait to watch them play. But they're so exciting to play.
Houston looks pretty cool.
Houston and Detroit, they look good. But yeah, I feel like it's between Scoot and Vic. Vic because.
Oh, I swear, Vic will get it. Vic will get it because of hype, bro. I don't care.
No disrespect to all the players in the Pacers, but Vic kind of has the keys right now, and I was seeing some stuff about Popovich trying to like arrest him. I don't know about that. But I think it's Vic's award to lose, but Scoot is interesting because the Trailblazers is pretty loaded team. Like that ball got to be shared between a lot of people. Like Anthony Simons, DeAndre Ayton has been crying about touches for 3 years, so you know he wants the ball, especially being in Portland. I think it's gonna look like for Scoot if he's necessarily gonna have the keys like that. Like at least how Vic will have them. But yeah, I had him as a sleeper. Not sleeper, but one of my bold predictions was Scoot Rookie of the Year, and I have Vic winning it though.
Nice. Okay.
But actually, speaking of what I have 3 bold predictions, I never had my bold predictions. I got Vic winning Defensive Player of the Year as a bold prediction. He's gonna be down there blocking shots, bro. Yeah. He gonna get so many blocks, and once again, no disrespect to the Spurs. Somebody down there gotta play defense. Vic is definitely about to anchor that defense, and if he really puts on that muscle and he could really got what 2, 3 Defensive Player of the Years, I think he can replicate what Rudy Gobert does. No disrespect to Rudy G. I think he can replicate that, and that's one of my second bold predictions.
Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year.
Hey, Evan Mobley was up there. Like he didn't win it, but Evan Mobley was up there, and I think he could.
Not gonna lie.
Could be up there with Evan Mobley.
Just cause Ja's out, y'all, I got 2-time Defensive Player Jaren Jackson repeating again. You feel me? I don't see what's stopping that man from. He's literally can guard damn near 1 through 5. He's damn near just like Bam Adebayo, y'all. He's long, lengthy. He has the he can slide with you. Bruh. And like I'm telling y'all, bro, and especially with, like I said, Ja Morant's out, they're gonna be more locked in than ever. You feel me? Marcus Smart's on that defense. We got Derrick Rose over there. I think the Grizzlies not looking too shabby.
I had to go to Giannis. They lost Drew Holiday. Brook Lopez is getting older.
Wait, what did you
He's
say?
allowed to do Giannis. With no Drew Holiday, he's gonna have to kind of turn his defense up a lot. Going from having Drew to having Damian Lillard, that is a big shift defensively.
Hell yeah.
That's gonna take some adjusting. So I think Giannis is going to, if they win, he's gonna have to be defensive player of the year.
That's interesting. So to wrap it out, what do you have for your Eastern Conference Finals, Cam? Your Western Conference Finals series, and then your final, huh?
I got another bad prediction.
Oh, you got one more? We'll talk to me.
I thought of the prediction. I think the Cavs as the 1 seed. I'm really heavy on the Cavs, bro. I think they're gonna be so nice,
Cavs
bro.
on the 1
They're gonna
seed?
be so nice, bro. All it takes is I don't wish no injury, but a few injuries from the Celtics and
Bucks?
Bucks. We don't know what's going on. That this ties into my Eastern Conference. We don't know what's going on out there in Philly. I got the Cavs potentially being a 1 seed. That's a bold prediction, though. Now to go with this Eastern Conference Finals, I have, I have Sixers versus Bucks. That's if James Harden is there and playing like James Harden should be. I know Joel finally got his MVP, right? He finally got the MVP. He can stop crying about it. Time to lock in. He's never made it to the conference finals ever. It's time to lock in and do that. But if James Harden is gotta go with the Celtics there. Celtics Bucks.
Celtics, Bucks, who you got winning?
We go to the finals later.
Alright. Alright, Eastern Conference, y'all. I have Celtics, Bucks. I agree with Cam 100%. I didn't take in consideration the Sixers because James Harden was there in training camp, but we'll see. We'll see what things play out. Maybe a mid-season trade might happen in February, but before the deadline, before that trade deadline happens. But I got Celtics, Bucks, Eastern Conference.
The 3 teams. I'm gonna say Nuggets Warriors because if the Warriors is playing at a level that I think they can play at, I can see them making the Western Conference Finals. But if they're gonna try to come out here and play like how they did last season, Clay gotta play better. Everyone gotta play better, except for Steph. Steph had a pretty great season. We just need to be healthy. Wiggins needs to play. Curry needs to get better with his rotations. Like, I don't want to disrespect Steve Kerr, but there's no way that Jonathan Kuminga is only playing garbage time minutes. He's too good for that. I don't want to see Rudy Gay playing better than Jonathan Kuminga. I don't want to see who you pick up. What guard do you pick up?
Corey Joseph.
I want to see Corey Joseph taking Moses Moody minutes. Don't do that, bro. Play your players right, please, Steve. But if we want to know what we're supposed to do, we gotta go Suns Nuggets.
Okay. My Western Conference Finals prediction is gonna be Warriors Suns. I don't see why. I agree with Cam.
The Nuggets.
I took out the Nuggets because, bro, I see them doing well in the regular season. I see them. I don't see anybody in the league stopping Jokic, but I think the team that I think takes out the Nuggets in the playoffs, and this is just gonna be one of my bold predictions since I'm just putting this up on the fly. I think the team that's gonna beat the Nuggets in the playoffs is gonna be the Lakers. Let's talk about it. It's last year they were the team that literally swept them. And I know you guys probably like, oh, this man's out of his mind. Listen, trust me and listen to what I'm saying. I guarantee you this upcoming year, the Lakers will be the ones that knock the Nuggets out the playoffs this year because it's going to bite them back in the butt for what happened last year. And then the Lakers are going to end up losing to us, you feel me? And then, you feel me, Warriors Suns, Western Conference Finals.
finals, we already see Suns Bucks 157 to 154. No defense gonna be played, but we want to see it, bro.
This nigga said Suns Bucks 157 to 154. I guess this is another bold prediction, but my finals prediction is gonna be Warriors Celtics. Run it back. Another year where the Warriors and the Celtics go back again. And I think that it's gonna be very, very, very competitive. I think that this upcoming year, when they go back again, that the Warriors will still win, but in 7 games, it'll take it all the way back to Chase Center for the very closeout game. And I think that, it's going to go back to 2022 again.
Warriors are gonna be a higher seed than the Celtics, or have more wins than the Celtics in the regular season.
You said what?
For that to happen, the Warriors have to they have to win more games than the Celtics
They
regular
have to
season.
win more games than the Celtics?
Yeah, the
Well,
higher seed gets home court advantage.
higher seed gets home court. Well, I have Celtics finishing out at the 1 seed, and I have Warriors finishing like 3-4. So if we don't finish higher than the Celtics, then I wouldn't mind Steph Curry pulling out them purple undefeated shoes and going out there on a game 7 and doing another one of these for the 5th one.
I have the Bengals as a 2 seed. They're 2-3. They're last in the AFC North. It's not looking too good. Have the Jets as a 5th seed. Aaron Rodgers got hurt, and they're 2-3 right now, so that pick isn't looking too hot. Have the Dolphins as a 6th seed. They're 4-1. So my fault, Dolphins fans. Obviously, season is not even halfway done, so they may not win another game. They might end with 4 wins, but we'll never know. Going to the NFC, I have the Giants as the 7th seed. They're 1-4 right now, so they're not looking too good. Have the Lions as a 6th seed. They're 4-1. My fault, Lions fans. Cowboys as a 5th seed. That's looking like an okay pick. They're 3-2. Have the Vikings as a 3 seed, and right now they're sitting at 1-4, tied with the Bears. You know you're doing bad when you're tied with the Bears. So that pick isn't looking too good right now. And the Eagles and Niners are 2 seed. They're both 5-0, so those picks are looking good too.
Oh man, it's funny as hell. He said, "You know you're bad when you're tied with the Bears," and that's gonna end it off for the Unguardable podcast. Appreciate everybody that tuned into this episode. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you on the next one.